What's up, guys? That got the wait, hold on, give me a second. What's up, guys? That got the pencil here, and let's get villainous. We are here to talk about my top 10 Disney villain songs. I promised you newer, strange, channel foreign content, and here it is. You like this? I'll think of doing more. What are the rules? The song has to be sung by a Disney villain in a Disney animated movie. I'm sorry, Descendants fans, myself included, this cannot be a list of songs made up specifically from that series alone. However, speaking of that, the only other rule I do have is that it can only be one villain song per film. No Gaston in the mob song, as much as I enjoy both. However, let's hop right into number 10. This is it, huh? We're starting with this. Man, I just love being attacked. Seriously, I attack popular characters, make controversial battles. Whew. Whatever, I have fun doing it. Let's talk about one of my favorite songs from the Frozen duology. Now, I'll admit, twist villains do not work. Grand Council Master Schifflers himself has decreed such, and I legitimately agree. Especially with Hans in particular, the twist was not good. However, I do disagree with the common consensus that there was no seeing it coming at all. Now, before I get into it, let me admit, I'm not very perceptive, and I didn't predict the twist either. However, hindsight is 20/20, and looking back at the details given to us, his internal motivations make sense. His plan, not really, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the song. So this song is pretty darn fire. So typically what I look for in a good Disney villain song is typically manipulation, delivery, villainy, and animation. There are some exceptions, but those are typically my stance when it comes to delicious, decadent debauchery. Thus, you may wonder why I like this song. Both are singing about loving each other. What sense does that make? Well, I like the dichotomy between the two singers. Anna's focused on the freedom provided by Hans, while Hans is focused on the place and power provided by Anna. It's noticeable by the earliest lines in the song. And another reason why I give this song a fat 7 out of 10 in manipulation is because of how Hans is playing catch-up, both physically and song-wise. Anna takes the lead, and Hans is just being a yes man. Y'all know the word I'm thinking of, but I'm not vocalizing it. And in the context of the song itself, without outside context from the future narrative, it's a cute little touch. But in the context of Hans being a liar that desires to use Anna for a position, it's really dark, telling, and interesting. The way Hans ends the song, knowing everything too, as if he spent the first half of the song analyzing her patterns and slowly adapting to them, to the end of the song with the proposal, his end goal, it's amazing. If you have been around the channel, you know I like a good game of mental hopscotch, and Hans plays a great one in this song alone. However, I also like this song because it kind of just slaps. What can I say, Kristen Bell and Santino Fontana can definitely sing, and it makes the song just a pure pleasure to listen to. The song actually hits all 4 aspects I like, from manipulation, delivery, villainy, and animation. But then why did it barely scrape the top 10? Well, it loses all those aspects except for delivery and animation without hindsight. In the first viewing nature, it's not very villainous or manipulative. It's just two sheltered adults singing to each other about doors they open for each other. While I can give points to the song for becoming better with hindsight, the initial impact is still very, very important, and the song doesn't really hit that in terms of villainy. However, I still say this lovely song really did open the door to this list. What? Poor Unfortunate Souls number 9. That's it. You've done it, Pencil. You've crossed the line. Disappear from existence. Oh. Hi, I'm back. Ignore that guy. He's common. Oh, yeah, the list. Poor Unfortunate Souls. It's sort of the Disney villain song, so why is it number 9? Well, a couple of reasons. The easiest one is that I just don't like it as much as those above it. Second, I'm not the biggest fan of The Little Mermaid. Yeah, I do respect it, from art to animation to being the origin of the entire Disney Renaissance. However, the film is not a personal favorite of mine. Nowhere near. However, I still like Ursula. I think her design is great for her character, I think her build-up is great, I think her actress, Pat Carroll, blew the role out of the water, and I think that her song is fantastic, if not a bit slow. The song has the issue of exposition over substance, and while Miss Carroll does her best, and it's good, the song does not show off much until the end. Most of the song is not really singing anyway, it's just talking with some notes thrown in there. And I'm not saying that's bad, I'm just saying it's not the right balance in my mind. My 4 factors are there. The animation is amazing, from the manipulation being great, even being pushed from her playful teasing of Ariels who are light banter with Flotsam and Jetsam. The villainy is fantastic with how she pushes Ariel to give up her voice for nothing but Ursula's own gain, and Miss Carroll's delivery being great when she's finishing the song. But that's about it. I don't really enjoy the first 2/3 of the song, as the song is mostly speak singing, and speak singing when not done super well is just not my thing. However, I can do nothing but respect the work put in by Miss Carroll and the animators to put so much personality into the song. To get into my over-analytic self again, the reason I love this song so much is because of how great the visual storytelling is. A great way to imply power in a visual medium without saying anything is size and position. Look at these two characters. Ursula is a larger woman in multiple ways, from her sheer size to her simple design as a type of mermaid. Ariel has one tail, while through her many legs, Ursula is more numerous and more imposing. Ariel brings light, while Ursula acts as an overwhelming harbinger of darkness. For position, note throughout the entire song after the start, Ursula is always portrayed above Ariel, swimming higher, pulling potions from high cabinets, looking down. Ariel is always below, cowering, watching. This power dynamic is great because it's naturally implied without saying a word. Combine that with the ending of the song itself, which surpasses the entirety of Love is an Open Door musically, and the song's lack of visual storytelling, and that's why Poor Unfortunate Souls managed to sneak just a bit higher. It's an unfortunate shame that this song couldn't sneak any higher, but we have another soul to address already. I like chaos, especially in characters, as it's something that I just find so entertaining to watch, especially when done well. And to say the least, Oogie Boogie is one of the most chaotic Disney villains ever. A mad gambler who loves messing with lives, desires to destroy, and is a living bag of bugs. He's a crazy loon, and he's fantastic, a wonderfully creepy concept when actually thought about too long. So please, I do not recommend it. But that's all good. But why is his song getting a spot? Well, because it's great, that's why. I have a preference towards the bluesy jazz style of music, so of course Ken Page's delivery of the mad tune of a bug man planning to play a game of life and death with Sandy Claus with the brass in the background just blows my mind. This song is a mix of speaking and singing again, but this is what I would say is a better balance, mainly because it's always towards the middle, with spikes and pure talking coming in for moments of intimidation. It has the most unnatural sound to it, something inhuman and off-putting, much like Oogie Boogie himself. This playful balance of singing and talking leads to the slight dichotomy between Oogie and Santa. Oogie controls the song, and Santa's interruptions, which line up perfectly with the music and rhyming pattern, only serve to show the futility of the situation. The song is amazingly villainous, with the dark playful edge completely disregarding the manipulation, diving into full villainy, delivery, and animation. The villainy for how he risks Santa Claus's life, for no other reason for the fact that Oogie enjoys a high stakes game, and what higher stakes are there than life and death, as long as it's not his own. The delivery is perfect, bouncing back and forth between a laughing goofy Bugman and the haunting deadly Bugman. Now, the animation. Wow, the animation. Stop motion animation is even more impressive to me than 2D animation. And this is coming from a guy whose name is That Guy with the Pencil. So you know I gotta put mad respect on stop motion. The effort it took to craft all the models and the set to make such a beautiful product, the quality of the chaotic villain, the amazing delivery by Ken Page, having a blast with the jazz and blues tunes blaring in the back, it's great. Then, why is it number 8? Well, as much as I love Ken Page's delivery, and I think it works great for Oogie's character and it's much better balanced than Ursula, it's still not majority singing, which I prefer in a villain song. And the song does not really end properly. It seems very awkward. While being good throughout, it does squander towards the end. It sort of just fumbles the bag. I can't really say what else. Maybe fumbles the bug bag. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But overall, it is still an amazing Oogie Boogie song. Humans are interesting creatures with loads of potential for both good and bad, and multiple things they're able to create can also be used for good and bad. And swinging jazz is fire. Or should I say flower? Man's musical flower. Okay, I love this song. In the original, King Louie, named for Louis Prima and not Louis Armstrong, no matter how many years I originally thought that, is an amazingly fun villain. While not as manipulative, despicable, or even as chaotic as his previous contemporaries, he has a nice balance of all their main traits. He manipulates Mowgli and the audience into liking him with that swang and tune in the background. Shows his despicable nature and wanting to rule over the entire jungle with man's red flower, and flips back and forth between the funny orangutan and the angry despot who desires to control his section of creation with a burning fire. He's a good mix of all his previous contemporaries. While the song itself is mostly nonsense, it's the background music that truly carries the song to an entirely different level in terms of quality. While I do have a preference for jazzy tunes and the way the music takes over Mowgli, the monkeys, and even Baloo, it's all very impressive and entertaining, and it's just intriguing to watch for me. The fun energy of the song is infectious, and with the great villain being carefully wrapped up and hidden behind a facade of playful indifference, along with Louis Prima's great performance and the assistance of the many monkeys and music and vocals, is all fantastic. So why is it not higher? Well, I do love the song, I just think it's way too limited in small scale, in terms of the length of the song and in terms of the stakes. The song is good, but it seems way too short. This seems mainly due to the awkward pacing of the song and how it sort of just stops and random points for no real reason other than just talking or statements or questions. The only thing that holds the song together is the great, if not simple, animation and the swing and beat just never stopping. And also, the stakes are pretty low because Baloo's literally a bear that towers over every single monkey there and even King Louie himself. So, not really much worry for Mowgli in this situation. Also, regardless of that, I really enjoyed the ending of the song so much that it easily surpassed all the previous contemporaries. It was a great song, and I'm so glad now that I want to be moved right on to my next pick. You know, actually, in the midst of recording this, I am a bit tired. I really could use a lullaby. Oh, thank you, Zira. Wait, what? Hey, what is a sequel song doing on this list? I didn't limit myself. I said songs from one movie. Don't question me. Now, why is the song so good? The haunting nature, the sheer darkness within Suzanne Pleshette's performance, mixed with the playful cynicism and spite, is amazing. The song slows and rises in speed and intensity, with a balance between the mad destruction of the environment and the vocal destruction of Simba, the rise of Kovu into a violent murderer seeking vengeance for a cause that is irrelevant to him. Honestly, Zira is just great within this piece, and I love that for it. Rather than this song ever stopping, it ebbs and flows, but never stops flowing. It's constant, like a river with various points, which is the peak of good songwriting for me. And for a Disney sequel, the animation is still rather good, with great weight, color usage, and detail to it. I also love the foreshadowing within Nuka's feelings of inadequacy, and the variance and care of Kovu between his two siblings. The song works as not only a great villain piece, but displaying a fantastic balance of exposition and planning. And it goes on to find a great amount of foreshadowing and amazing plot points throughout. Why is it not higher? Well, it's simply due to the fact that despite all those great qualities to it, the songs above it not only do it a bit better in terms of almost every single aspect, but I do think the villainy is a little bit underplayed. Like, we're more so talking about what could happen or what Zira wants to happen rather than something she plans to happen and get done. It's not bad per se, but it could be better. But it still is better than everything above it, but like a decent margin. I even like it way more than I Want to Be Like You. However, regardless, this truly was a wonderful lullaby. Manipulation, visual storytelling, delivery, villainy, misdirection. The best kind of villain is the one that looks you in your face and says that they love you. I guess a mother would know that best. Alright, let's hop right on into this. Why is it so high? Because Donna Murphy snapped on this one. Is there any other reason I need? Oh, right, yes, because it's hand down the best manipulation on the entire list, almost, like, very, very close. If not, honestly, it's the best manipulation, hands down. Because when you look at it, the way Mother Gothel plays a facade of love and care for Rapunzel is downright amazing and terrifying, and how the song starts off with a protective edge only to lead right into the dark manipulation, going from insulting the world to insulting Rapunzel bit by bit. It's such a buttery smooth transition that I almost slipped. The way Mother Gothel is the one who controls the lighting in the song, aka the power within the song, as the light is what is needed for Rapunzel to see. Fire. The way Mother Gothel never truly interacts with Rapunzel in a direct loving way, but only her hair, because that's all she cares about. Fire. The cheery upbeat tone and delivery of the song and the background music, despite the naturally devious tone of the lyrics that acts as perfect contrast. Fire. Donna Murphy. Fire. The lack of control with the fake air of care is amazing, and while it is seen slightly in songs like Poor Unfortunate Souls and Love's an Open Door, it comes nowhere close to this song, which is amazing on so many levels. Why is it not higher? I actually have a good reason this time. Too small scale, and while it does good for what it is, the villainy seems awfully small scale to me for some reason. It's just so small, it's so tiny, I don't know, I really have no other way to describe it. It falls around the level of stakes in Love's an Open Door, which is honestly sad due to the sheer musical and animation quality. But let's keep moving, even though the mother did seem to know best. Do you ever love a villain that everyone else does? Man, they have to be quite the person. It would probably help if they ate 12 dozen eggs! Gaston, the song, is great because of how ludicrous it is. The whole town loves this mad sociopath who constantly abuses them with his superior stature physically, and it's kind of funny, in a very, very sad kind of way. They're just a bunch of drunks and gals having a good time singing about a guy they love for no other reason than he's sad about that one girl that would not marry him. And The reason it's so high is because of its uniqueness compared to a lot of other villain songs, as on its own it's drastically different considering it's not a villain singing of their plan, there's no manipulation to be had, but that's only because all the manipulation appears to have been done in the past. It sort of sets up the whole town as villains, considering they all back Gaston, the main villain, and that is great foreshadowing for the mob song in the future. The song is done well by the many vocal artists, but big ups to Gaston himself and Richard White for his larger-than-life vocal performance. The animation within the piece also carries a hefty weight to it in all its movements, even showing variations in the weight between Gaston and LeFou and the townspeople. It's all around great, so why isn't it higher? Well, this is in no offense to Jesse Corti, as I know he was directed to be like this, but man does LeFou's delivery just drag down this song for me. If it wasn't for all the other great parts, this song would be much lower. However, it was a great Gaston time with the king of a little village. I'm gonna need some friends on the other side for this placement. Ha ha! Okay, this song is flames. Like, Randy Newman, I need to know. How'd you write this and not burn away half the planet? Friends on the Other Side is a jazzy tune performed by the brilliant Keith David, who gives Dr. Facilier a voice of power and presence despite his slimmer stature. The way the song opens with this high energy attack, only to rise and flow between high and low energy with a jazzy tune, playful attacks at Lawrence, and the haunting voodoo voices is an amazing intro to the song, with the smooth flowing 2D animation being a beautiful compliment. Also, the foreshadowing with Facilier's shadow changing into a snake, referencing how snakes consume frogs or lesser creatures, and how the prince will transform into the creature known as a frog. A lot of people decry the middle of the song, but I actually enjoy it because it not only gives an explanation of multiple characters, but it's well animated with style, and the music only rests, building up to the ending that nearly smacked this song above the next two songs. The high energy, the beautiful colors, amazing delivery, the music and voices and everything rises in a legendary chaotic harmony that only serves to push the song far beyond any of the previous picks. Why is it not higher? While I do like the high-low-high formula the song uses, I do not like the style as much as the next two. So let's move on, friends, and let's get to the other side. Well, I'll burn for this one. Now, I love jazz, but this musical theater, gospel-like music that tears into anyone who listens to it is amazing. It's monstrous, it's heavy, it's dark, and most of all, it's powerful. It's something that mirrors Frollo himself, a person consumed by darkness despite the massive power he wields. It's an amazing performance done by Tony J with so much power, fear, and spite behind it. The animation is amazing, the dark robes rising, the fire dancing across Frollo as he sings to his inexplicable desires. He expresses so many emotions in a short time, it is an amazing spectacle to watch. There is nothing else to be said, it's simply amazing on every single level. So, what's wrong with me? Why is it not number one? Well, because it seems to be something out of Frollo's control. As beautiful as it is, every other villain on this list maintains some air of control that Frollo distinctly lacks, and that is why this song shall burn and fester at number 2. Before number 1, some honorable mentions. Shiny, it's good, it's just not my song at all. I really do not like any of it, to be completely honest, though I do respect it as a musical piece and how it breaks up Moana. Your Only Second Rate, it's good, but its animation is what kills me. It's actual very visible downgrade. And Savages is good, but once again, just not my type of song. And that's it, number 1 time. Bet y'all were prepared for this one. Yes, this is number 1. This song sets the standard that all other villain songs are judged by, in my mind. Not just Disney villain songs, but villain songs in general. From the animation, the manipulation, the villainy, to the delivery, this song is peak. You get the beautiful Disney animation, the fluid movement, to the great colors shifting like a stoplight, from green to yellow to red, mixing all in the end with that beautiful final shot. The manipulation of the entire group of hyenas with the lure of power and food. The villainy, killing one's own brother and nephew for the sake of power. The delivery by Jeremy Irons and Jim Cummings. This song is legendary on every feasible level. This song has everything from foreshadowing the eventual death of Scar by the hyena's own hand for the disrespect, the backstory of Scar portrayed in an interesting lyrical way, and the many chaotic voices of the hyenas all rising in chorus to back the singing of Scar towards the end, the massive scale of them literally decimating and rising on spires within an elephant graveyard. Everything is here and everything is absolutely fantastic. And while I have no critiques for this song, not even real nitpicks, I still have to say that it's just, wow, it's amazing. Everything should be here. Everything is at its peak, and I literally can't think of a way of how to improve it. This is the peak of Disney villain songs, and I can't say I was ever prepared. Hey, different video. Decided to be festive, cause why not? I wanted to do this for a while, so here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off.